Three entrepreneurs, one podcast, zero chance we agree on everything. This is the Ron Table. When business gets real, life gets messy, guests drop in, opinions fly, and yes, movie quotes are basically a second language. Business, life, occasional dumpster fire. So pull up your seat and let's get into it. Hey everybody, welcome back to Tables Ready. So pull up your seat because today we are going to talk about a business truth nobody really wants to admit. And that really is 90% of business cards, they just wind up in the trash. And the other 10%, they're probably sitting in your glove box next to some type of gas station or subway napkin and a pen that doesn't work anymore. So I'm Ron Miller, and I am joined today by my co-host, Nicole Gray. We are holding down the fort while our other co-host, Laine Belcastro, is off in the great Northeast visiting family and friends on a well-deserved vacation. And honestly, when it comes to post-networking follow-up, in the immortal words of one Chandler Bing, God rest his soul, I'm not religious, but I'll give you one of those. Could I be any less interested in your pitch? Today, we're going to dig into this networking hangover, Nicole and I.
Yes.
The time, the money, the mental energy you kind of throw into making connections, whether it be in person or online, and only to end up funneled into a cold, dark, dank, automated sales drip that makes you want to fake your own death. So,
wow, don't promise me
networking. Listen, I have a theory. That if I fake my own death, build a boat, float it back in off the coast of Florida, I might be better off for 2 weeks. Who knows? But oh my goodness, let's kind of get into this because we go through these trends, and you see it, I see it. We've been to these things, and Nicole, you can speak to this a little bit more because you've been to a lot more networking, being in a much more metro area. I'm very rural, so my networking is very limited.
Yeah.
And because, farmers don't have a lot of business cards, nor do they fit in my model.
Right.
But the stuff that I have been to, I have a collection of cards that are worthless. And I know the ones I've given out, all it ever amounts to is 900 emails from some type of automated bot.
Yeah.
That's like, hey, I noticed that your business is a staffing firm. And no, it's not. That tells me you're a bot because you have no idea what you do, and I'm done with your pitch.
Right.
Take me out of your damn stupid funnel.
Yeah. Well, what's funny, Ron, with that, first of all, I hate when people say, well, nobody uses business cards anymore. Okay, great. But still, there's still issues with networking. Like, okay, fine. Even if you take the business card out of the equation, there's still issues with networking. I think the biggest fail, honestly, because I'm in Atlanta. So we network like there's Waffle Houses. It's just all over, right? So I'm just saying, there's a lot of networking. But I think the biggest thing, smother and cover that one. I think the biggest thing is that people go into it with the attitude of, what are you going to do for me? So you got all the people who come in like, what are you going to do for me? Not realizing that network is not only what you could do for other people, but it's also about building a relationship. And it's like, people don't want to do that anymore. They treat networking now like it's a 90-second speed dating. It's kind of like, if they don't hear it in 90 seconds, oh, this is what I'm going to do for you. They're like, oh, okay, well, nice to see you. Oh, and they're out. And you could be mid-sentence. Well, so Oh, okay. Oh, we're done with the conversation? Oh, okay. Because that's not what it is. It's building a relationship. It takes time. People want instant. But it's like, that's not going to happen. Great that you get your waffles quick, but this networking is going to take a little time, folks. And they don't want to take the time. And that's the biggest part. So when I hear people say, oh, people don't use business cards anymore. Okay, scrap the business cards. Just use your common sense. When you go there, know that, first of all, even if you work the room, you may only have 2 or 3 people in there who really are going to be true connections. So you have to be intentional with your pitch, or as far as what you're going to say, what you do. Yeah. And then I also think we kind of missed the boat. How about good old fashioned ask, how can we work together? Or just ask for, hey, could we get 15 minutes maybe outside of this room? Because really, I think people come to networking kind of like the internet with their representative. It's a little fake as far as people come polished, have it all together. And then you get to talk to them and you're like, okay, well, Bob, this is not going to work. But Bob doesn't want to hear that because he's showing up as Robert. Bob, it's not going to work.
Yeah.
It's not going to work.
Yeah. Well, it's all performative theater. It's everybody is in this
20 to 30 second mind trap of social media, right? And if you don't catch me say something thought-provoking, I can't think of the word, provocative,
Yeah.
or you're not solving a world crisis in 4 words with a meme, you're not getting any play. And then it's not in the networking side. It's very theatrical. You have 90 seconds to make your handshake to hard sell because it's instant now. And if you can't do something for me, I ain't doing anything for you. And there's no relationship building. It's all about just gaining contacts and not building relationships. And it's frustrating.
Networking sometimes reminds me of an off-Broadway play, of a one-man play, where they're coming in and they're like, today, I am Nicole Gray. And they start throwing out words and stuff, and it's like a mini monologue. And I'm like, dude, I just want to know what you do and to see if there's any energy. I don't need, the off-Broadway, your one-man show. I don't need that, because as soon as I don't see their synergy, it's a nice to meet you, or we could actually just have a decent conversation and we can move on. But everybody wants the fast food networking as far as, okay, Ron, what do you do? Okay, well, you can't help me.
Yes.
Bye. Or they lie, and Ron, you and I know this because we've been to the same networking things when you came to Atlanta for, I won't mention the thing, but it was, that sounds interesting. We should get together. Sure. And we schedule these calls.
Yeah.
And then they come at us like Casper the Friendly Ghost, and they ghost us because they realize, I don't want to do the call, or they really can't do anything for me. And that's shitty too, because at the end of the day, you don't know what I could do for you. You don't know who I know. So if your person is assuming I can't do anything for you, guess what? Bye. Because when you come to reach out 6 months or a year from now, hey, remember when I met you at that thing? I'm going to be like, I don't.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, and right to that point, when you and I were in Atlanta attending what I'll refer to as the tiny business theater, we'll call it that instead of what its real name is. We call it the tiny business theater.
Yeah.
It was exactly that. They spent all this money to travel down there, get this booth, get my stuff there, get set up, get everything together for it, right? The shit's not cheap, right? And you get there under the guise of all this information that they have that looks credible. And when you get there, everyone walks up and, what do you do? What do you do? What do you do? What do you do? And then they're like, oh, thanks. And either like they drop a card and they have a very surface conversation, right? Or they go right into their hard sell, or they walk away and you get ghosted like mid conversation.
Yeah.
But that happens online and it happens afterwards. And the calls that get scheduled wind up being, there's no effort. It's just everybody wants the instant payoff.
They do. And they don't realize that connections need to be very intentional. But with connecting, have action behind it. I appreciate the people who are like, hey, can we just meet for 15, 20 minutes? I put it on my calendar as far as like a virtual coffee. We get to talking.
Yeah.
And it's let me tell you a little about me and my start. You tell me about you and your start. And we start figuring out, okay, what could we do? Or I also appreciate people, Ron, the people who say, Nicole, please let me know how I can support you. I appreciate that because maybe now I don't need your support because I could be in the middle of something, but I'm going to keep that in mind.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Nicole, I have heard that and I've said it and other people have said it. And then I wind up feeling like the scene in Step Brothers after they build the bunk beds. We have so much room for activity now because it's just a lot of empty space afterwards.
Yeah.
You know, how can I support you? Well, we don't have any commonality in what we're doing. So it's going to be hard for us to share business. So if I have opportunity with customers or people that I talk to that I can refer over to you, I'll absolutely do that. But can we just start with, can we share and comment each other's content?
Right.
Because we both will benefit from exposure that way. And a lot of the times it's not about, Nicole, you and I are only friends because you can give me business from your coaching clients and I can give you business from my consulting clients that need coaching. It's because we're intentional with our friendship and our business relationship of supporting one another.
Right. Yeah.
And that gets lost? How much time, money, and energy do we all waste on these empty bullshit exchanges?
Yeah.
I'm just going to call it what it is. It's bullshit exchanges. Stop being fake ass.
And that's why I even have gotten smarter when it comes to LinkedIn. I don't just connect with every Tom, Dick, and Harry comes to me and says or has a request.
Yep.
First of all, I need to see your picture. I need to see how many people you have under you. And do we have any mutual contacts? And because without those, that kind of helps. But then I also have to see, what are you doing? Because if you haven't posted since 2021, why are we connecting? You could just like me from afar. You could just follow me from afar. I only want to connect those people who are actually doing the work. So when I come to you, kind of like the Godfather, with an offer that you can't refuse, and that is to like.
It's not personal. It's just business.
Yeah. And that is to like something or to subscribe to something or to introduce me to somebody. You get it. I don't need burning whatever who haven't posted since 2020 with no picture. We have no mutual connections. And he always was to kind of add something. No, I need people who are actually doing the work. And again, maybe we don't fit. But again, when I come to you, the Godfather, with that offer, I shouldn't hear, well, I'm uncomfortable to do that. No, you should be very comfortable. You should be very comfortable because that's what you're doing. You're doing the same thing.
Yeah. And a lot of folks are just, they're just so busy trying to collect enough cards and enough people to expand what they need. It's watching the Cleveland Browns collect quarterbacks. I mean, why do you need 9 of them, dude? Like, are you that bad at picking a quarterback that you need 9 to pick from, hoping that one of them is?
Well, I'm so glad you said that because that's another thing too. Stop going to network events to collect something. I need you to go to do the work. And a lot of times, and this is where you and I, Ron, got smarter, especially after going to some of those bullshit events. Now we go to the events to get information. We may not walk out with a card, but we're finding out the latest trends, what's going on, what are people talking about. We're getting ideas for maybe future podcasts, episodes, or content. We're trying to get it somebody just being in the room is enough to like network on your own. Maybe you don't necessarily meet anybody or feel like you didn't meet anybody worth value, but you're getting information, and that's the key. And another thing is sometimes you have to leave the house. Sometimes you actually have to be around people, even if you find, oh, these people are full of shit. Still be around those people to get information that will help you in the long run. And guess what? They will see you because I always closed mouths don't get fed. And people say, I'm not getting opportunities. Opportunity don't know where you live. You got to go out there and make those opportunities happen.
Yeah. Yeah. Cause gosh darn it, I'm going to tell you what, man, I get one more disingenuous opportunity. I'm going to find you on Instagram maps. You got to have a big bag of dog poo on your front porch that's on fire. I'm just telling you right now. But it's frustrating. And I think the piece that people miss in this too is, and we'll go to that tiny business theater that we attended in Atlanta. I thought I met some really decent people at that. Mm-hmm. And nobody was really in my space, and there wasn't a lot of people in your space either.
No.
But I have tried to follow through on what I said. There was, a team that I met that was in events. And I follow their content. I like their content. I comment once in a while. There was somebody else that I met that she's grown a really great business. She's actually the only one that follows up and promotes my stuff too once in a while when she sees it. But she was a young person, reminded me of my own daughter. Love what she was doing because it was working with autistic children and teaching them in a very different way. It was super impactful and had a bunch of conversations with her. And that's the kind of relationship because you don't know where down the road, but it's a simple liking and sharing and just commenting on those connections content. You build a relationship that way. You're helping each other out probably even more so than trying to cross sell or do the hard sell or share business because exposure is the name of the game.
Yeah. And also too, I don't think people realize too, there's a different layer of networking, right? And not only is it the relationship, but also too, if that person can't help you, open your mouth and ask about their network. Ask who they know. And you do the same. Because see, that's the thing. It has to be both ways.
Yeah.
So that's why when everybody goes into what can, when people are meeting you, what can Ron do for me? How about you figure out what can you do for Ron? Then he'll be a little more open to kind of open the closet so you can kind of see, yeah, these are the people that I know. I think everybody kind of goes into, again, selfishly kind of like dating as far as, ooh, what is that person going to give me or do for me or whatever? Well, what are you going to do for that person? And I think when you go into that mindset, you don't feel boned if you only walk away with 3 cards because you've met the right people. I mean, and that's really what it's about. Sometimes it's not about working the room. It's about being very intentional. When you see those huddles, you kind of walk around, you maybe go up to that little huddle of people talking and you kind of hear their conversations. And maybe out of those 10 people, one person you find intriguing, pull that one person aside. You don't have to do the whole round robin of who I am bullshit, because a lot of times it's like they don't care and you don't care either. Or do your research ahead of time. If there's going to be speakers or maybe sponsors, maybe those are the people you should be speaking to. We just got to do a better job. I will say with all this, all jokes aside, I really do believe networking works. It's just got to be intention with action, not just intention.
Yeah. Yeah. I would agree. I mean, those networking opportunities, they do work, but you have to be intentional and you have to, it's okay to say, I don't know that we really mesh.
Right.
But hey, we can help support each other's business by you might.
Yeah.
Yeah. You might like somebody on a personal level. That doesn't mean that you don't help each other then, right? Because Nicole, I can't give you 5 customers today, and stop asking me which 5 people I'm going to give you as a client. I don't know. I don't know if my client wants your services or not. That's up to them. It's their money. It's not my decision.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And I'm so glad you said that, because even if I do introduce you to some people, or like if people are looking for a job and I connect you and it doesn't work out, that wasn't on me. I did my part.
No.
I introduced you to folks. I put you in front of folks. Now it's up to you. People want you to be introduced. Yeah. People want you to introduce them. They want you to interview for them. They want you to have these conversations. They want you to write the email. That's too much like a part-time job, $19.99. It's like, that's a lot.
Yeah.
I'm going to put you in front, put you in front of that person, and then that's on you. Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah. I want you to set me up on the blind date, take me on the blind date, have all the conversation, pay for dinner, drive us both home, and then set up the second date for me, and I'm good.
Yeah. Like, no.
Okay. All right.
And we're networking. I'm not your agent. People kind of get that too, as far as, now that I met you. So with that, again, it goes back to people worrying about the wrong things. You're not there to collect people, like you said, Ron. You're not there to collect business cards.
Yeah.
You're there to start a relationship. And once you could do that, it's gravy from there. But if you go in with the idea of what you're going to get, that's also too going to mess you up, because nobody there owes you anything. They're all in the same boat, if you will.
Yeah. And we're all in the same boat in consulting and coaching and resume writing and whatever else it's all wrapped into. We're all struggling. The economy is not good, and it has not been good for a long time. And anyone that follows me, you and I were talking about this before. I have been yelling about this economy and the jobs numbers and what the revisions mean for years. None of this shit's new. It has been around for many, many years. And simple math and you see what it is and you follow the trending like the economists do. It's not been good. So we're all fighting the same battle. And if we're going to succeed as small business owners in this country, and we're going to help each other, and we can actually make a go of being small businesses that grow, we need to support each other and work with intention and make real connections, not just be fodder in someone else's bullshit bot funnel.
Yeah. Yeah. That's it.
Like, everyone's got to get their head out of their proverbial ass and understand that people, not bots, make connections.
Correct. That's it. But then we also
can't say it any cleaner.
Then also too, you got some people out there who also act like bots. They act like robots, and they come to these things with all this stuff that they had. It's like, well, I'm this and I'm that and I'm uncomfortable, whatever. Girl, this is not a therapy session. I just want to see if we vibe, if we could work together. Yeah. I'm not interested in all that other stuff. And don't bring all that stuff to networking too. It's not that deep. If we can click and have a great conversation, that's great. If not, or let's say we did have a great conversation, but nothing came of it, That's it too. But people just have to do better with networking. I think that they come in with all these things that they want, and it's really not. It's not that deep. But just ask. That's all I would ask for folks. Just be very specific with your ask. Don't come generalizing everything. Oh, well, I do so and so and so and so, and and then people. Oh, Ron, this is the last thing that really kills me when people doing networking things. They hype it up that their business is so great. Well, if your business is so great, why are you here?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
exactly.
And again, no fault saying that you can't network with your business great, but some people take it to the extent to where I'm like, well, damn, if you're doing all that, why? Again, they're just there to collect people.
Hey guys, I live in Jersey. If I wanted to see Shakespeare in the park, I could drive an hour into the city and actually get a better version of that, So Darth has my business card. I want to let me flip the end of this conversation for us because I think there's also a piece of this. And again, listen, yes, I think we got out of our system and we made our point of networking events. They need to be intentional. They need to be supportive. You're not going to walk out of there with $1 million worth of new business, but you could walk out of there with priceless, real connections. If you just give yourself an opportunity, know when it's okay to say yes and say no, and support what you do find out of that. But the networking piece on the other side of it, and I think we need to hit on this before we close this topic out, is the network that we already have that exists. And this is extremely common, and it is super frustrating because I know I've talked about this before, and I'm going to use this as an example again, because just the other day, somebody that used to call me all the time when I worked where I worked and needed help and needed support, the minute I was downsized out, not heard a word from that individual until this week when they found themselves out of a job in an area they relocated to and don't have any connections, reach out to me out of the blue. Hey, friend, just because I don't work where I work, Nicole doesn't work where she works, your co-host on your other show, Anne-Marie, doesn't work where she works, Laine doesn't work where she worked 10 years ago. My friends that I do still talk to that we don't work where we worked, we didn't die.
Hello.
And it's not against anyone's rules for you to continue speaking to us. So don't forget about those connections and everything that people have done with you and what we've done for so many people. And we're not asking for a lot. Just, we didn't die. We didn't disappear. You can't pretend that we didn't exist. And then you just can't ghost us and then reach out when you need help.
I love that you said that because there's a guy that I used to work with. I found out that he had gotten laid off. He did reach out to me when I first got laid off, and then, I didn't hear from him, but knowing that he got laid off, I reached out to him just to say, hey, this and the other. And I said, so I guess now that you don't work at the company, you could reach out when you want to. I said, because I didn't hear from you after, and I called him out on it. I didn't hear back, but probably because he was like, ugh. But that's the thing too. You can't, within your own network, you still have to network. You can't just collect these people on LinkedIn. They're not just a number on your homepage. They're actually people that you could work with. And there's things that you can do with those people. Guess what? Even the people who viewed your page sometimes look to see where they're from, reach out and be like, oh, it's interesting. I saw that you viewed my page. I'll be honest with you, I don't do that enough. I used to do that. But when I'm going to get to a space, especially the second half of the year, I'm going to do more of that with the people that are so-called in my networking connections. Because another thing I also do, Ron, I do an audit of my LinkedIn. I go through and I kind of see, because we have to be connected together. It's not going to be one side, I'm following you, you're not following me. I don't have time for that. If we're not mutually following each other, I want you off. If you haven't liked anything or have whatever my stuff or whatever, I want you off. Or if you're just kind of sitting there and not doing anything because your page is 4 years old, there's no reason for us to be networking. And I'm glad you said that. You got to flip the script on that too. Look at the network that you already have. Look at those connections you already have and work within those as well. That's very key.
Yeah. 100,000%. And I think for me, Nicole, that's the one that frustrates me personally, even more than going out and having that performative theater at the tiny business theater events and stuff like that, where at least you're walking into that knowing that a percentage of that is going to be performative.
Yeah.
It really sucks as a human being when you spend years sacrificing your life. Listen, I don't always get it right all the time, but I always tried my best, and I always tried to put everyone or other people first. I wasn't always successful. Yes, we all make mistakes, but I'm going to tell you, a lot of leaders I work for with more NDAs than they do years of profitability in companies, that wasn't me. And I was out there fighting a good fight. And in certain cases, it kind of cost me where I was. And that's okay. But it doesn't mean that I didn't make a difference. You didn't make a difference. They didn't make a difference. But the minute we weren't there, that relationship ends. I know the whole thing, and I've said it before too. Yeah, where you work is not your family. Stop that talk. But it doesn't mean that we're not friends.
Well, and don't pretend my impact wasn't
mean something professionally.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Don't pretend that
don't
impact
that
wasn't there. Or
yeah.
Or you shift that, oh, Nicole made a big impact while I was here, but Nicole's gone. So this person now is the one that made the impact, not Nicole, because we don't, we're going to push your box aside, Nicole.
Right. Until you need me then, and until you need me. So
yeah.
All right.
Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah. All right. Let's kind of close it up. Let's go. You go first. What is your for the win and WTF?
All right. I'm going to start out with my for the win. And my for the win is college football. It's just a matter of days away. I am so excited. For anybody who knows me,
3 weeks.
I did a sports podcast and I've always been into sports and college football with my family. It's just our jam. I'm Michigan, my husband LSU. I'm raising a little Georgia Bulldog. Have been trying to convert him for years, but he is not budging. It is what it is. So yeah, you got we're a family divided. We're the Big Ten and the SEC. The SEC drives me nuts. But the one thing that we can all agree on, Ron, is we all hate Alabama. Yeah. That makes
very true.
Yeah, that makes me feel good.
Very true.
Me and Ron are friends because we're both Big Ten, but until game day, until the game that we actually play each other. But yeah, I'm Ron. I'm so excited. We have a tradition. We always put our flags out at the start of football season. That'll be happening. The neighbors will be looking out for it. And of course, I'll be surrounded by all the SEC, whatever. But let's go Big Ten.
Let's go Big Ten. Hey, listen, we're starting the year with three in the top 5 and 6 or 7 in the top 15. So
yeah. And we don't count that school in Ohio. So anyway. Speaking of Ohio, my WTF, 2 people or 2 organizations I never thought would come together, and they have, and I want to say why. So I'm sure everybody has seen it. Heinz and Smoothie King have joined a partnership, and they introduced a new smoothie. It's a ketchup smoothie, Ron. Yes, you heard me. Catch up. I need them to catch up and realize that nobody wants that shit. Okay? That's what I need them to catch up on, because why? Everything will be a smoothie. Yeah. Everything can't come together. I mean, come on. I mean, that'd be like, I don't know. I mean, do I need KFC and Pizza Hut to come together and they put fried chicken on the pizza? Like, just stop. Just stop already. So that's a huge WTF.
I couldn't agree more on that one. I saw that advertisement for the first time and it made my tummy not feel good.
Yeah.
I will leave it at that.
To say the least. All right, my friend, it's on you.
All right. So I think, I'm going to take a simplified for the win, because it has been so hot and humid up here in the Northeast for weeks that, I mean, I had cheetahs as neighbors, and they knocked on the door one day. We're like, dude, it is so hot here. We're going back to Africa. Like, it's been nice. See you later, because we can't take this. That's how hot and humid it's been. We've been 97 degrees with like 74% humidity. Feels like 110. It was been brutal, just brutal. and it finally broke.
Yeah.
And now we have some beautiful weather with no humidity. I'm going to take that for my win.
Nice. We're all,
Because it's a big win.
yeah, here in Atlanta, this whole week has felt like fall. And I say, bring it on, baby, because 60s in the morning has felt like heaven. So, yeah, I feel you on that. Because usually it's rotisserie chicken weather around here. And I'm over being cooked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. 100%. It has been horrible. So that is for my win. Now, my WTF. I'm gonna pull this mic up closer.
Okay.
And I'm hoping somebody in the Bronx is listening.
Okay. Here we go.
Listen, I have been a Yankees fan my entire life. What are you doing? What are you doing? Because you have made this season an embarrassment for every single one of us.
Wow.
I mean, here's the prime example. We trade all this young talent for 3 relievers with combined 280 saves. They come in, and our dear manager has a bright idea on night 1 to put them in the game back to back to back. And what do? They give up 9 runs. We lose the game. How are you up 12-3? You bring in 3 ace closers and you blow it by giving up. This is a story. Our ability to identify talent that is not aged out and up and coming. Our farm system's 25. So WTF, Yankees fans, at what point here do we need to go get out our torches and pitchforks and go storm the gates in the Bronx to demand change? Because this Cashman Boone fiasco has got to end this year. We can't continue doing this. And that is my WTF, because we ain't making the playoffs. And if we do, we just gonna get our asses swept.
Well, I can't say anything. I'm sitting here with the Atlanta Braves. So, yeah, thinking of the joint. It just hasn't been a great year. That's why we got football. Yeah.
Football season's here. All right, so there it is, folks. We're going to close this out because the ugly truth about the networking hangover, you keep filling your pockets with all that future landfill, or you can skip the card exchange altogether and have an actual conversation with remembering, right? Because at the end of the day, people remember how you made them feel, not the logo on the 3-inch by 2-inch card stock that they hand you, right? And if your grand follow-up plan is dumping me or my friends into an auto drip sequence, well, to quote Chandler one more time, could I be pretty less likely to respond? Until next time, ditch the hangover, keep it real, and for the love of all things holy, stop wallpaper your desk drawer with business cards you'll never use.
Well, that's a wrap on this episode of The Ron Table. Thanks for pulling up your chair, lending us your ear, and not touching our drums. Interested in more chaos and common sense and conversations? Well, make sure that you hit that like button or the follow button, or drop us a question or a comment in the comment section below. If you want to follow us on social media, you can check out more under the resources tab at www.elevate-talent-solutions.com. Or you can visit Nicole Gray at renewedimpact.com. Hit up Laine Belcastro at lmbdigimarketing.com. And a big shout out to our producer and co-host, Adrian Roughheart at acrventures.com. Until next time, keep that chair warm, if not done yet.